We'll delve into our phone interactions and your messages. But first, the topic today is Nigerian judiciary. Are the qualities of judgments questionable? We have to ask ourselves because of the kind of judgments that we see and the accusations that have been usually made after those judgments have been passed. So the Nigerian judiciary, often regarded as the last hope of the common man, is once again under intense scrutiny following recent political and legal developments. So from the controversial suggestion of an emergency rule in Rivers State amid a political crisis to the shocking Labour Party judgment that overturned long-held expectations, questions are beginning to mount about the consistency, transparency, and credibility of judicial decisions in the country. So these developments have sparked widespread debate on whether the quality of judgments being delivered still reflects the core values of justice, impartiality, and rule of law, or whether political influence and vested interest have eroded the integrity of the bench. And now we are asking, is Nigeria's judiciary and the quality of its judgments becoming increasingly questionable? So there are cases where accusations have been made that favorable judgments are only given to those that can afford it. And aside from that, the corruption that is marred in the judicial system, as well as the cases that have been dismissed with irregularities. So what do you think about the judicial system, and do you think that it can be put in order and made to be in a better space? So what do you think about it?
Indeed, but it's crazy. I had this guest that comes on the show, and for every time he comes on the show, I'm like, oh, this man. And because he just points out everything that is happening in the country, and he says the judiciary is no longer the hope of the common man. It's not. It's no longer the last hope of the common man. It's not the last hope of the corrupt man.
Exactly.
Because you find, people who are allegedly accused of corruption going there to seek justice for themselves, when you can clearly see the evidence that these people were corrupt. They find a way to, go around the judiciary and get the judgment they deserve that everyone knows shouldn't be. We've seen how delayed cases, prolonged judicial cases have questioned the integrity of the judiciary. And that is why, in our phone-in segment today, we're asking you as Nigerians, what is your take on the Nigerian judiciary? Are their judgments questionable? Has it been questionable so far? The question and the phone numbers are displayed on your screen. Do well to call in or send us messages via WhatsApp, and we'll be here to take them. Now, some of the questionable developments that I observed happened was sometime in 2024 where the NUJ recommended the compulsory retirement of 2 high-ranking judicial officers, for falsifying their age to extend their tenure.
Exactly.
That is happening in the judiciary. What will now happen in other parts of...
So the thing is, if that is happening in the judiciary, how would you take that particular kind of case to the judiciary?
Indeed. All right, let's take our first call this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. So tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I am from the Benue.
All right, I only heard Utukpo, Benue State, but thanks for joining us. Go ahead with your thoughts.
It's not quite audible. Go ahead.
All right. We might have to let you go there. Do well to call back. It seems you're having a little bit of issue with your network there. So do well to call back, and if you can't get through, send a message on WhatsApp and we'll be here to take it. So no, like you said, how would that case be handled in court? But on that note, let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good
Lilian,
morning.
how are you?
I am fine, thank you.
Yes. My name is Kiyawa from Houston, Mine, the State.
Good morning, y'all. It's good to have you. How is Katsina this morning?
Katsina is fine and bright.
Bright indeed. It's bright here as well. All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes. Yeah, to be candid, the topic is an interesting topic because it is dealing with judiciary. If you look at the concept, it is the third tier of government after executive and legislative. So, and the function of it is to interpret and apply what laws. But the problem is that if you look at what's happening in Nigeria, you will see that actually most of the judgments, we can say they are not actually as they are supposed to be, simply because of the problems that the judiciary is facing. For instance, for example, that we have court congestion that causes delay of justice, and we also have political control of the judiciary, and we also have executive interference as a result of appointment of judges and so on. So if you combine all these factors, you will see that hardly should our judiciary organs functions well, and of course do the judgment as expected. So to be candid, my own take is that most of the judgments actually pass, not as they are supposed to be passed, simply because of the reasons I mentioned.
Right.
So we hope that the judiciary will have independent or will be independent so that justice will be passed as expected. That's my take.
Well, thank you very much for your input. What do you think about the judiciary being independent?
That is another part that, there's someone that would always say, you're wanting the judiciary to be independent and somebody is buying houses for judges. How do you expect the judiciary to be independent? So, that's something that needs to be spoken about. My problem with all of this is usually the delayed judgments. Why would a case linger and linger and linger on for years before judgment will be given? We're seeing the current delay in high-profile cases like the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, amongst others. Why is it still lingering? Why are Nigerians not seeing justice? Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
What a nice topic you will have this morning.
Thank you.
My name is Ishaku Dauda from Benue State, Taka local government.
Good morning,
My
Ishaku.
take on this, yes, that's my name, calling from Benue State.
Good morning.
My take on this, the quality of judgment we have today in Nigeria is unfortunate. Even you that is sitting down there, you don't have faith, you don't have hope in our judiciary anymore. If the former president of this country can come out publicly and say the judiciary are one-sided, then the hope of the masses, the hope of the common man is no longer available in this our generation. Look at what is happening in Rivers today. It is the judiciary that caused that crisis. Everybody knows this. The judiciary is our problem. Even where they know that this is white, they will turn it to be black. We don't have hope again in the judiciary, especially the present administration where we are. But we pray that God will help us. Thank you. That's my take.
Thank you very much for your input. With what he said about a former president not having faith in the judiciary system, that is very, very strong. But if we could come on a lighter note, if we can remember, with the way the political scene was before and is now, after every election, they tell all the political parties if they have any case, they should take it to the courts. As in relation to what it was before, the political scene was usually marred with political violence after the election. So now we'll take the next caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, I don't believe you can hear him. Please call back so that we can take your thoughts on this. So as I was saying, with the political violence that used to mar the political scene, I think that in itself has at least reduced the incidence of violence in politics. Don't you think so?
No, that is one thing. I would say I disagree a tad bit on that, because I would say when it comes to violence during election, the fact that it has reduced a bit has, I want to believe it comes from a level of a certain level of political awareness, or after. Yes, it also comes from a certain level of political awareness from the people. And that statement, if you have a problem with it, go to court, still begs, like, why are you telling me to go to court when you know that I might not even win the case in court? That means you have, what do you have going on in court that you want me to go there and go and get?
Favorable judgment.
Exactly.
To the highest bidder.
All right, let's take the next call we have. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lilian. You are speaking with Shetima. I have calling from Adamu.
Good morning, Shetima. How is Maiduguri this morning?
Maiduguri is alhamdulillah. It was only scorching sun in the daytime, and it is a serious commodity indeed. That's how we are experiencing.
All right. Well, we give God the glory for the weather. It's to the best of our interest. Go ahead with your thoughts.
You are talking about the split of judiciary, whether it's questionable.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate Trust TV for putting 2 question marks there. That happened. I have been giving a straight answer. 2 question marks was there. So, you see, Lilian, true of the matter is, as you said in the open remark, judiciary becomes the last hope of the common man. But now reverse is the case. It's the last hope of a common man. If you have bag of money, you can win your case. That's the reality. Even though we cannot condemn all the judges, we have the pious among them, we have the clean one among them, but the bad act overshadows the good one. And if you look at it very well, you see the cases that are lingering in the court. A case that you can pass judgment within some hours, it will be there for years. And even the man, the offender will remain in the prison for without judgment. And if the judgment passes, the years that he spent in the prison, it is even double, the punishment that is supposed to serve. This is a big shortcoming. And the case in mind, the one that have tarnished the image of the judiciary in Nigeria is the case of Hauwa, the former Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is very, very unfortunate. Somebody who did not even contest in the primary election, now he is in the Senate seat. How did he pass? How did he get that judgment? That's the question that we are always asking. The man that filled the primary form election and contested was dropped in the Supreme Court. The judgment given to law in the favor of law. We are all active. How this thing happen? Now that status that stands as a symbol of judiciary, with his eyes covered, they're supposed to open that eye. It is not longer. They say judgment doesn't have eyes, doesn't have selection. But nowadays they look at the face of the person and they choose who the judgment will be given to. So it is very unfortunate. Sanity is supposed to be done in our judiciary system. That's my take, and thank you very much. And we are praying for both sanity in the judiciary. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Shetima. That were great points that you made. And I would actually love to go back to the first point that he made, which was mentioned earlier, the last hope of the common man. we would have to delve in the judicial system and look at it from the lower level, where you would see most people are kept in prisons without going through proper proceedings, and they would be there and stay there for a very long time, and sometimes even forgotten, because they are not being reached, or the proceedings are not being put through.
And we've seen there's this thread that has been going on Twitter where lawyers are taking up pro bono cases, and you see young people being locked up. They've not even been able to get in front of a judge to make bail. Exactly. And this also brings us down to funding. If you go to states, some states, and you see the state of the courts there, you will wonder the judgment that will come out from there. Exactly. Because the place is hot, the judges are uncomfortable, the anger is in the mix. So how are you going to get the kind of judgment you deserve? But let's take the next caller we have this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello.
Good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone, or we might just have to let you go.
Okay, I've done that.
Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm Mr. Zakaria Zulkarnaini, calling from Lagos, Nigeria.
Good morning, Mrs. Zakaria. How is Lagos this morning?
The Lagos is calm as well.
Calm? Abi is busy.
The major challenge you have with Nigeria is judiciary. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead.
The major challenge you have with Nigeria judiciary is that the outcome of justice. Like the case in former governor of Kogi State, Kiyawa. Those average Nigeria, we are expecting the outcome of the justice. So see now, we know nobody gets the outcome of the judges. So today the Adamu is free on the street. So today nobody knows the outcome of the judgment concerning to this state cases. So in Nigeria, we are not comfortable with the Nigeria judiciary. And with the hope of Nigeria is the judiciary. And the most important thing of Nigeria government is the judiciary. So Nigeria judiciary contributes corruption in Nigeria as well. So if you can think of better life or better democracy, is the Nigeria judiciary. So how can we get hope for Nigeria democracy without a better judiciary? So we in Nigeria, we have to try our own possible best, to think wise about the judiciary. So if you know how to better judiciary, how can we think of a better government and policies in Nigeria? Indeed. So judiciary is one of the pillar of a democracy in any developing country. So I'm very, very appreciative with this program, and
All right, thank you very much. He has said something. He said, if our judiciary is not strengthened to the level it should be, what then is the hope and the state of our democracy? Which, it is the third arm of government, and it's meant to be strengthened. It's meant to be independent. It's meant to be well-funded. It shouldn't be dependent on, the government or particular politicians to fund it, because then bias comes to play. So what then is the hope of the common man who is going there to seek justice? What then is the hope of people who feel like their rights have not been proper, or they feel like, okay, their governor needs to be recalled, or their governor needs to be put on a certain, be taken to court for something he has done? What is the guarantee that that average man in the community would get the justice he deserves and trust the judiciary enough for that? It's scary, if you ask me.
And I believe it's the last point of accountability, where you go and whoever needs to be held accountable will be held accountable. So if that is not done there, where else can anyone go? So we'll have to take the next caller right now. Hello. Good morning.
That's Trust TV.
Yes, good morning. Please, can you turn down your TV and speak through your phone so that we can hear you properly?
Is it a Trust TV?
Yes, this is Trust TV. You're on the Daybreak
I actually
show.
want to participate on what is going on now, the discussion.
Okay, go ahead. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Okay, my name is Adamu. My name is Adamu.
Okay, good morning,
Hello?
Adamu. We can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. Good morning, Adamu. Where are you calling from?
Adamu, I am coming from Benue State.
Okay, how is Benue State this morning?
It's okay.
All right. Can you give us your opinion on our discussion?
Yes.
Do you think the Go ahead.
Yes, the discussion about the judiciary.
Yes.
It is actually.
Adamu, please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set? All right, Adamu, we have to let you go. Please call us back. Please, if you're calling in, do out to turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone. If you really want to hear your voice, join our live stream on YouTube and catch up with all the discussions much later. Everything will be uploaded on YouTube. There you can listen to yourself and listen to the points you've made. But for now, turn on the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone. So Adamu, do well to call us back. And if you're holding on from sending your WhatsApp messages, do well to send them because we'll take the messages shortly. But let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Can you turn down the volume of your TV set, please?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, my name is Henry Nalegu. I'm calling from Oxford.
Good morning, Henry in Nalegu. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yes, the topic you brought in today is a very big one. But then it encompasses the problems and issues we have in Nigeria. Now you have singled out judges. Tell me the set of Nigerians that are not corrupt. I want to say that it is all about corruption that we are talking about. And judges are also human beings and they are Nigerians. Unless we deal with that cankerworm called corruption, if you pick up police today, you will imagine the people that will call and you will imagine the things that will be said. You pick up EFCC and every other aspect of Nigeria. Even you journalists here, even the press people. The problem we have in Nigeria is that I liken it to a Ghanaian musician who will say the truth. Politicians are lying to us. Our religious leaders are quiet. Our traditional leaders are quiet about the truth. It is all about the truth and corruption in Nigeria. Let me say something I'm sorry to say. I listened to an interview by Governor Motswan of Plateau State, His Excellency, 2 or 3 days ago. And it bothers about the crisis in Bokot, in his own state. He was asked a question. Who are these people that are killing his people and drafting the land? He was very, very economical with the truth, and it is honestly remarkable. The problem we have within the North Central and some parts of the Southeast concerning farmers and the killing and sacking of villagers is about the headsmen. He's afraid or whatever to mention. He was just going around the question and saying, the people, some of them speak Kanuri, some of them speak reasonably, until we all have to begin to tell each other the truth. We are not going anywhere. Are you hearing me?
Yes.
So it's not only about judiciary. For judiciary, we have known corruption has eaten it. Is it police we talk about today? Is it EFCC that will charge a corrupt politician with 20 charges and not getting conviction even in one? Is it all about, it's all about corruption? And I bet you, this corruption is aided by politicians and our senior advocates. So the problem we have today, that I mentioned you people, please, I challenge you. We say we have freedom of speech in this country and the virtue of democracy in this. We are not saying. Now I challenge you, run a program and begin to ask the people between democracy today and the military rule, and take sense of the currency we have. This democracy is all about rubbish. Is it the kind of democracy we say we should practice? Do we have freedom of speech? And there's something about the courts that, hello?
Are you still there? Can you hear us? All right.
Yes, I can hear. There's something about our laws today that I marvel so much. Where did we get this issue of free bargain? Where a politician will steal 10 billions and he will agree to pay back 3 billion. And the court will say, go and enjoy your 7 billion. Is it the kind of country we are? And these kind of issues will take for years in courts. Go to let somebody be apprehended for stealing 2 cubes of Maggi from the market today. Within 3 or 4 weeks, the investigation will be done with, judgment will be passed. But here we see politicians stealing billions of naira. And EFCC will charge some politicians with about 15 or 20 charges, not taking conviction in one. Is it not corruption? Is that the fault of judges also? So it is the system. Until we owe up and tell each other the truth about the system we want to run. Democracy is all about peculiarity of the people. We are not white. We are not disciplined. Democracy is not good for us. We will continue to say issues, we are saying the same thing. It's not just good for us. And we cannot tell each other the truth because we want to behave like the white. We are not white. We are not disciplined. We want a government that is hard and make sure that people are disciplined. We are not very disciplined. Democracy is for disciplined society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much there for your thoughts. And thank you very much for calling and sharing your thoughts with us. All right. I beg to differ on that. People who have experienced military rule will tell you for free that democracy can work and will work in Nigeria if the people speak with one voice. If Nigerians wake up and unify and speak with one voice, vote for the right leaders, shun money politics, hold the government accountable where necessary, hold the judiciary accountable where necessary, with one voice, democracy would work in Nigeria. Are the people ready for that? All right, let's take the next call we have. Good morning.
Good morning, Lily baby. This is Abasekong calling from Gombe State.
Good morning, Abasekong. It's good to have you. How is Gombe this morning?
Gombe is just cool, calm, and fascinating.
Fascinating. All right.
I also want to greet your co-presenter, Hauwa Adamu. I don't know if the name is correct.
Yes, it is correct. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Sincerely speaking, the topic for today is a welcome one. In the past dispensation, the last regime before the current one, there's this tragedy of, I think, one new newspaper or something like that. He usually say everything went to sleep. The judiciary did not just go to sleep during that last dispensation. They went snoring. They were snoring. I'm telling you the truth, though. They went snoring. Why am I saying this? The hope of the common man, which is the court, the highest bidder takes it. I just want to give you a small story of what is happening in Port Harcourt now. There's this man is a police officer. I'm in Gombe, and by sheer luck, I stumbled to the family, and we interacted. And the family, they were telling me the story how the policeman, they were three guiding a hotel. Eventually, they had the conversation. The wife of that man was having a conversation. After some reasonable period of time, they had gunshots. And this policeman, for 2 years now, is under incarceration. Where are the other policemen? Why are they not incarceration? Because this guy went and said, he saw people at the gate. They were discussing, this madam was discussing with people. My sister, because the man owns that hotel, and maybe they want to take away the life of that man, and they have much money to spend. That guy is in the cell now. On Friday, I sent him cards. I organized people who were praying. We need to, in fact, a lot of things need to be changed. A lot of things. But I want to give kudos to this current regime of tinubu. He has done well. Forget about what people were saying. I had one man saying in your TV this morning, one Ali, he was talking out of point.
We don't need to do things that will cause problem in this country.
All right.
We need to continue to embrace ourselves. We need to shun nepotism. We need to shun corruption. We need to shun tribalism, sectionalism, all these things that is a cankerworm that eats deep into us. We need to throw them away. We don't need to be biased.
Indeed.
And again, I want to summarize by saying that ambush. Look at the Major General was ambushed, and ransom was paid, and they said ransom was not paid in a country. That is why I said everything went to sleep. The military went to sleep. The police went to sleep. SSS went to sleep. We must change. Close all the loopholes that is causing attacks from different corners. We must close those loopholes. Lily, thank you. Hauwa, thank you. God will continue to strengthen your station. Your station will clinch all the notable merit awards. Thank you. God bless you this morning.
Thank you so much, Abasie Kong, for that. We always usually do appreciate your presence and your call. There's one person I am, missing out on this calls this morning. We have Amina Saidu that calls in, from Kaduna. Amina, you're the solid female voice we have, and we always love it when we have a woman calling. So, Amina, please, if you're watching, and if you can, would really love to get your thoughts on our topic this morning. I love how strong her voice is, and she's that one female caller we have. We also want to encourage other women to call in and join the conversation. What is happening in Nigeria is not just a male problem. Women are also affected by it one way or another. So aside Amina, which we do appreciate her call and we want to hear from her, other women who are watching, you don't necessarily need to always call on market prices. Call on the judiciary as well. Let's hear
your thoughts and
so it's affecting everybody. All right, we'll take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Am I talking to Troy?
Yes, you are. Turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone. All right, we might have to let you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, now talk to us and tell us your name and where you're calling from. All right, we lost the call there. So do well to call us back. The phone lines are still open if you're watching. The question on the screen is Nigerian Judiciary. Are the quality of our judgments questionable? What is your thought of the judicial system? Do you still have faith in the judiciary that it would, put up fair judgments? And, another thing out that Abasie Kong made mention of is nepotism and fairness.
Yes.
There's this thing that happens where, I wouldn't call it a Nigerian thing, it's a human thing in general, where it is unfair if it doesn't go in your favor.
True.
So what actually defines fairness? What defines justice? And that is where we have the judicial system to take up on that. Let's take the next call. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes, hello, good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Yakubu.
Morning, Yakubu. How is Gombe?
Fine.
All right, go ahead with your thoughts.
I want to contribute to the topic in this morning.
Go ahead, Yakubu.
The topic of judiciary, we don't have anything like judiciary in Nigeria. That's why I think people touch it, they put there and fire it up so that the case will not go, and at the end of the day, nothing is heard about it. So I think that is what is happening. In a place like the just the election in the a polling unit where they register 250 people, and after voting, they will see they will catch 5,000 votes in that room. And the court will tell you that that is all. Even when they are seeing the problem on the television all over the country before the result of the election, and then when they get to court, the court will just pass them. So hope about the judiciary in this country, I think let's put that aside. And if they want us to practice democracy in this country, think about how to put Paris court in our early corruption court. Let the person face Paris court. That's where Nigeria will be free. That's where Nigeria will be free.
All right, Yakubu.
Some years ago, we had about the corruption 400 billion. 110 people, and the rest of them, 29 of them. And up to now, nobody is thinking about it. And when you add the same in the court, everybody died. So.
All right, Yakubu, thank you so much for your thoughts. You have laid the foundation, and you've also spoken about, your opinion on the judiciary and the fact that, it's a lot. Let's take our WhatsApp messages. We have the first message from Ahmad Ismaila, in Central Area in Abuja. He says, "Good morning, Trust TV. The qualities of judgments delivered by the judiciary are reflected in our society today, as a highly influential individual can do as he pleases to an ordinary citizen and get away without facing justice. The day our judiciary starts to give fair and just judgment is the day Nigerians will be free from impunity, corruption, and many injustices affecting us as a people." Thank you very much, Ahmed, there for that.
Okay. On the second message we have is from Muhammad Usamat Sulaiman. He says, "Good morning. The independence of the judiciary in Nigeria is severely compromised by political influence and corruption among some judges, leading to a lack of quality judgment. As a result, many inmates languish in correctional facilities for prolonged periods, often 10 to 15 years, without proper legal reviews or the opportunity for bail." He said the situation reflects a troubling reality in Nigerian democracy, where the executive branch has overshadowed both the legislature and the judiciary, undermining the foundational principle of checks and balances that should uphold the rule of law.
Indeed, which is what, we've had people who have spoken on talking about delayed cases and people languishing in jail. We have the next message from Shitu Afis Tunde. He says the judiciary in Nigeria should be the last hope of the common man, but the quality of judgment in Nigeria's judiciary is indeed questionable, with several factors contributing to this issue. The executive role in appointing judges creates a system of allegiance where judges may prioritize pleasing their appointers over delivering justice. Delayed justice with lingering cases for years. Delayed justice is justice denied. Many other factors like financial dependence of the judiciary and the executive is also a factor for questionable judgment. Not until these challenges are addressed, Nigeria's judiciary will then be delivering unquestionable judgment and public trust will be restored. Thank you so much, Shitu, for categorizing this and also talking about the financial dependence of the judiciary and the executive. Makes their judgment questionable because they will be loyal to who is giving them money, obviously. Yes. So the judiciary needs its own level of funding and body to handle its funding, making it completely independent. So they could perform their function, just like the Independent Electoral Commission. Is it really as independent as we expect it to be? Same applies to the judiciary. When it's not independent, Nigerians will question the genuineness and the good intention of judgments being given because it doesn't sound like it's coming from.
And it's susceptible to influence as well.
Indeed. So these are all points and questions that are being raised in the line of all of this. But let's take the next call we have. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Good morning. My name is Rabi Salusi from Katsina State.
Good morning, Rabi. How is Katsina this morning?
Very fine and cool.
Nice. Go ahead with your thoughts.
So you are talking about the judiciary. What I want to, my suggestion here is that the judiciary, that is the two factors that Nigeria lost confidence on them. Nigerian judiciary and the INEC. Actually, most of the Nigerians, over 85%, they lost confidence of judiciary. Because in those days, judiciary are the only hope for the common man. But it's not the same today. Where a lot of things have been done. If you are wealthy or very rich somebody or from privileged background, no matter how the atrocity you committed, when you have money, plenty, if you move to judicial system, so you are the one that you are the one that knock down your opponent in terms of judgment. So that is why we keep telling you that democracy are in jeopardy in this system. So, but if the judiciary are stable without any corruption or favoritism, so we can live in peace. A lot of criminals were apprehended, and including the governors, those who siphon public funds. And when they move to judiciary in terms of, so you will not see anything from them. So that is why we lost confidence on them. Lost confidence. So this is my take on.
Thank you very much there for your thoughts. Still in addition to the case backlog, statistics says as of the first quarter of 2024, over 243,000 cases were pending in superior courts, highlighting systemic inefficiencies and the need for procedural reforms. Now, we saw Justice Kekarekun's Kudirat's acknowledgement of the persistent challenges, including allegation of corruption. That was the first thing she mentioned when she came into power, and delays in justice delivery, which is obviously undermined public interest in the judiciary. So all of this put together, from the infrastructural challenges to underfunding to delayed justice being delivered, if all of this has been rectified, and we see that judges are being held independently in delivering judgment, would this restore hope? Would this be some sort of faith in our democracy?
Well, we would have to throw in the corruption aspect, whereby that corruption in itself aids in delayed judgment as well.
All right, we have another caller. Let's take the next call. Good morning. Hello, can you hear me? Do we still have a caller on the line? All right, we lost the call. Do well to call back so we'll hear your thoughts, and do well to also send in your WhatsApp messages, and we'll try to take them through the course of the show before we wrap up the segment. Let's take the next caller. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us through your phone and tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Isaiah, calling from Port Harcourt.
Okay. Good morning, Isaiah. How is Port Harcourt?
Anyway, when it gets to the
Isaiah, we might have to let you go. We said turn down the volume of your TV set. It's giving a feedback in here that is making it difficult for us to hear you. And we really want to hear you. So please, when you turn it completely down, call us back. All right. Call us back, or you could check in on the show tomorrow, where we would also get to hear your thoughts on another interesting topic. So, but let's take our last caller for this morning. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning. All right. That is much about it this morning. We have to go. For those who have called in, we say a big thank you for joining in and sharing your thoughts. And for those who took out the time to send WhatsApp messages, well, thank you so much for doing that as well. We hope that we've been able to touch and throw more light on the judiciary this morning, just the way you'd want to hear it. And, you know, we hope that as Nigerians, we'll also play our own part in building the kind of democracy and the kind of Nigeria we deserve. We've come to the end of this segment. We'll be right back. Do stay.